So they're like, oh, do you know how to do this math problem? And he's just probably like, yeah, but I'm not about to do it for you, lady. Like things like that. Like he's probably shy, because it made me think back to when I was in school. I was shy. I was soft-spoken. I didn't want to do something because I didn't want people looking at me. Reading in front of other people made me nervous, because if you mess up, they're like, ha, 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 right. You said it wrong. And it's like, okay, I just said it right. Like, chill out. Like, right. So I don't know if he's going through that or what. So I'm over here like, what am I doing wrong? How come I don't have this right? How come he doesn't have this right? But it was no blame. You got to think about the circumstances. He just started being around kids again after COVID. He's just now starting to get used to sharing. Like, in the side notes, it's like he's doing so much better. Like, it said needs improvement, then it said he's starting to learn how to. So that's all that, like, really mattered, is that he's learning how to. So by the end of the year, like, he'll be doing, like, pretty much excelling. But it just, I don't know, it hurt my feelings, because it's like...
your most recent hard challenge was getting a progress report, just hearing criticism about your child.
Yeah, because you're like, my child's great, he's so smart. And then it's like, somebody's like, oh, he's doing great like the rest. Like, but he's special. Like, what do you mean? What are you missing, lady? But then it's like, they got 20 kids. Like, of course, they see, like, bits and pieces, but they got 20 kids to pay attention to. He's just another kid that they need to make them meet the pretty much school standards.
So what did you expect to hear? Like, was there something you expected in particular that would have made you not have that challenge?
No, I think that's my biggest issue. I'm always like, somebody's going to tell me something great. Like, I just assume everything's going to be great. So when they don't tell me, I'm like, oh, I didn't think about this. So now what do I do?
So how do you deal with that challenge of not always receiving a great report and not always having your child or your children's experience mastered at that moment? How do you deal with that?
I take it as constructive criticism. If they're taking the time to point it out, maybe it is something that I'm lacking on teaching my kid and that I could work with them to be better on. So I've been having, like, his grandpa, like, hey, can you help him with this part of his homework? Just so he's getting help from somebody other than me, because I make it fun, but that doesn't mean somebody else is going to make it fun. So he has to learn both ways.
She said grandpa. She's like, I'm putting the village to work. Grandpa, daddy, me, the teacher's bugging. I need help. That's awesome. You know, I think that's probably somewhat common. You know, I don't think any parent wants to hear anything bad about their child. Even when they know a kid might cause some problems, and even when they know their kid might, you know, be a little extra when they're in the schooling system, because the schooling system is not really made for children to be their best natural selves. It's really created for them to fit into a specific box that we don't all fit in. You know, so when we don't fit in that box, we're looked at as being something less than, or we need some extra assistance because we have to find a way to fit in this box. But I think most parents, they deal with that. And kudos to you for finding a way to reflect and to go within and to say, you know what, let me take my kid home and let me work on this and let me get the village. She said, grandpa. Y'all got to find a village, and some of us are not as fortunate to have a village to raise our children. So if you can create a village in your community, people you can trust, people you can look in their eyes and be like, I see your soul. I know I can leave my child with you for a couple of moments, or you can come to the house and create a village, because it helps. It is very difficult to do this on your own. I know some of y'all are out there. I know as parents out there been holding it down, raising your child on your own. I know it's a great possibility, but it helps when you have a village, when you have some people, not just to help you with your child, but to help you with you, because we need people as parents as well, you know. So that's awesome. You've been an awesome guest. You've been an awesome guest. You've bought some treats here. She's got some stuff here. Y'all really need to go to the landing page or the website you have.
www.NIchiCoproducts.com.
www.NIchiCoproducts.com. Check it out. You're going to see what the rich oil, if you could fill in the blank, is called rich oil, and it's really awesome. That's my favorite product. But the PTSD tea is also important because a lot of us as parents, and if I can say this to end the show, a lot of us as parents are dealing with post-traumatic stress, post-traumatic trauma. We're dealing with things. We're dealing with experiences, excuse my lack of formation of words, but we're dealing with experiences that we have yet to master. And unfortunately, we take that out on our children. We take that out on each other. And it doesn't help the development of humanity. It definitely doesn't help the development of your child, of your children. So if you can find something, some products, some programs, some help, something that will help you go a little further into yourself, get on it. And get over here and try some of this tea, and definitely get that rich oil because it's the bomb. It's the bomb. So we're going to conclude this episode with a parenting principle. Today's parenting principle, because we're talking about eliminating stress and frustration as much as possible, I would say is to find or create time for yourself. Parents, I know it's hard, or I know you think it's hard, but I don't care if you do a consistency of 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, before you go to bed, when you wake up, in the car, before you come in the house, whatever you do, take some time for yourself. Because if you don't take time for yourself, you won't have what you need to give to anyone else. And you just be going in overload and putting yourself in what I call energetic debt. And we don't want a parental energetic debt, because then we're going to be in a hole. And every time our child has a challenge, we are going to have a continued struggle dealing with that challenge, because we also dealing with our own challenges of the energetic debt. So again, please, parents, take time for yourself. Please take time. Take moments to yourself before you speak to your children. Take moments before you go to sleep. Take time after you wake up. Just take time for yourself. And for any parents that can take a trip, please take a trip. If anyone can go to the ocean, go to the ocean. If you can't go to the ocean at the moment, take a bath. If you're not into taking baths and it's not about water for you, go outside, sit by a tree, feel the air, deal with the sunlight. Take time for yourself. Because if you're not taking time for yourself, how much time do you think you can take for your child? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Humanhood 101's Parental Confessions. If you enjoyed this episode and other episodes, please subscribe to the YouTube channel and share this with all of your loved ones, as my mission is to contribute to the development and redevelopment of humanity. Hope everyone has a great week, and see you next time. Humanhood 101's Parental Confessions.